If this is your first or second time here, hope you enjoyed the video. If this is your third time here, go ahead and hit that subscribe button so you can stay up to date on when I post. Now, I've been having fun with Atomfall recently, and I came across a few things that I found interesting. Right, one of the big things that you come across not too long after you start the game is a crashed helicopter. Now, this helicopter has a dead guy in it, and then if you go behind the waterfall that's nearby, you can find like one or two more dead guys. Military-style uniforms, military supplies in the cave stored out. Letter on one, letter on another. You know, it's inferred here that you, the player character, may have been one of these individuals from the helicopter. You know, your gloves and some of the clothing and stuff you can see your character actually has may or may not match the uniforms the soldiers are wearing. No one really remarks on your clothes and stuff later on, so it could be different. But one of the unique things is that if you come back later on and you see these corpses, they've actually decayed some. They're now like grayish purple. You can tell there's been time since they died, which means they were fresh when you first come across them. Like I said, this hints that you, the player character, were one of these soldiers that lost their memory when you crashed. You somehow stumbled into the bunker and you woke up at the beginning of the game. You know, nice, short, easy, quick way to explain what's going on. Well, the thing is, I don't think that's quite who the player character is. Reason being, when you first start the game, you come across a barred scientist, and that stands for British Atomic Research Division. You meet him, he's bleeding out because one of the guys that's out in the main room hurt him before he can get in here and lock himself in. The issue is, he needed a key card to get into where you are. Just like you need a key card to get out of where you are. So my question is, if you were in a helicopter crash, right, and you're stumbling around, you stumble from the crash into this bunker, you've got really no way to find yourself deep into the complex, push past debris, open a locked door, and then lay down on a bed, right? So to me it seems like your character has been there for a while. You may be thinking, well, if your character's been there for a while, why aren't they dead? They don't seem to have food or water or anything else in there. Well, one of the unique things about this game is there are individuals who just can't die, right? They're called thralls. You meet them later on in the game. There's quite a few of them running around the the Windfall plant. You know, there's some of them running around inside the interchange, and there's some running around on Midsummer Island. You can damage these things as much as you want, but they will get back up after a set amount of time, and they will come after you. Never running, always walking. Beyond that, they just stand and stay in the same place for extended amounts of time without too much of an issue. So I think that the player character, the character you play as in this game, is a thrall. And maybe thinking, if you're a thrall, why do you work to destroy Oberon if you're enthralled by it? That's because I didn't say you were a thrall of Oberon in the game. I just said you're a thrall. There are broken pieces of Oberon. We know this. The fallen angel from Midsummer Island is a fractured piece of Oberon. And one of the unique things that you come across as soon as you start the game, and most players are going to interact with it, is a red telephone booth. You go up, you talk to it. An individual that only ever refers to themselves as the operator, I've always called him Puck, talks to you, tells you to go and destroy Oberon. The voice is kind of distorted, and the big thing is he's talking to you through a broken telephone, because there's no signals into or out of this quarantine zone. None of the phones here work. You even find later on that other people have talked to this individual, but if someone else is with you when you're talking on the phone, you're not talking to anything. You're not talking to anyone, which means he's in your head. He even says in an ending, he may just be a voice in your head, but you trusted him all the same. One of the other things is if you get too close to the spores from Oberon, you will hear voices in your head talking to you, multiple of them. So personally, what I think is Puck is a fractured piece of Oberon that has been used as a central processing unit of some kind. hooked up to a system as a fail-safe to stop Oberon should the worst have come to happen, which did. And he has been trying to get people to go and destroy the thing. You're the latest in the long line of individuals conscripted to deal with this issue. Although, you might just be the most unique of them because he, as a piece of Oberon, has the ability to enthrall people. Like the monks, like the thralls just in Windscale running around. The ability to enthrall a person, to speak to them, and maybe even sway what they do. Sure, you can go through different endings and whatnots where you don't do anything for him, but the thing is, you still hear him at the end of the day. You can still talk to him no matter what. You can do the entire game avoiding him if you want, but sooner or later, you know, pretty much everyone's going to talk to him. So, well, sure, it's somewhat inferred that you were in the helicopter crash. I don't think you were, right? I think you were either a bard scientist or some type of civilian that ended up infected or experimented on. The area you start off in seems to be either housing of some kind with all the beds, medical, like an infirmary of some kind, or maybe even holding cells. I'm leaning more toward holding cells for the reason of Puck being able to gas you in his ending. In his ending, after you destroy Oberon, you leave, he says go back to where it all began, and he'll be able to get you out. You go back there, talk to him on the phone that's there, and the room fills with gas and your character passes out. That shows, one, he's an outside force that can manipulate something, maybe. Or he's just controlling you to a point to where he can just make you pass out. Either one is an interesting way to think about it, really. Could give a whole new idea to his ending, especially when he says, when Oberon is destroyed, the way out is made clear. Could mean quite a few things in quite a few ways. Anyway, I just wanted to do something quick and easy right now. I just finished streaming for like 3.5 hours. I'm going to do that sporadically. Maybe I might shoot for like, I don't know, Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays or some shit. I don't know. If and when I have spare time. I've been playing Atomfall on stream. Wanted to see some... Not Atomfall. Fucking Jesus Christ. My brain is half fried at the moment. Abiotic Factor. I'm playing that on stream to see the new update. Well, it hit full release not too long ago. I like the little Tory Japanese place that they make for a private realm base thing. It's pretty cool. It's pretty cool. I like the idea of it. Starting next month, I might stream a couple of like horror games or some shit, or like scary adjacent games. Yeah, I'd like to thank Eric Hewitt and Big O for sticking around, guys. It means a lot, it really does. They're members. If you guys would like to become members too, get access to a bunch of videos and stuff floating around. Still currently working off the backlog of the new Vegas run as Courier 6 I did a while back. I uploaded that in different parts. There's quite a few of those parts. Well, quite a few. I say it's long. It's like 8 or 9 hours worth of that. So that's not bad. Yeah, I should be able to get into normal stuff soon enough. An extra challenge run of some kind. Want to decide if I want to keep playing Bethesda games and stuff, challenge-wise. See what I could do there. Lore and challenge video-wise here. Beyond that, you know, like I was saying, if you want to become a member, it's $2. You get access to a bunch of videos. Sometimes extra audio from videos I record but never decide to edit and put out there. Yeah, thanks for watching, if you are. I'm going to eat my dinner, which I just finished making. Caught the stream earlier. Cool, welcome, thanks. I made pulled pork, some Brussels sprouts. Decided to use a little buffalo sauce on the pulled pork before I tossed it in the broiler. Turned out pretty good. I enjoyed it. Yeah, thanks again for watching, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.